I don't know, but we really have to think about this because, you know, I personally think that Renee is a very nice woman.
Oh, come on, Tina. She was an ex-madam. She was married to a man who happened to be rich, and he died under very mysterious circumstances.
She killed her first husband?
Well, the DA couldn't prove any foul play, but his family's convinced that Renee killed him.
How did she inherit all his money?
You bet.
Oh, I don't know. Then I think we have to tell Asa.
Yeah, well, I did. He defended Renee.
Well, then you're right. You have to confront him.
Oh, yeah, sure. I walked in there and tell him that the vitamins she's been giving him are mind-debilitating drugs. He'd throw me right out of there.
Well, I found him right in her makeup case.
Asa would say that you're the one that planted him there.
Oh, you're right. And then we're back to square one, disinherited.
I've got to come up with a new plan. And what I want you to do, you stay out of this from now on. Give me a chance to trap Renee.
Well, just remember, though, you've only got 3 weeks before he marries her.
Don't worry about it. I'm going to catch her red-handed before she can drag Asa to the altar. Or bury him.
Darling, I thought you'd calm down.
Where have you been?
Discussing the dinner menu with the cook. Asa, darling, I told you where I'd be.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot.
Well, it's not surprising. I mean, after I let that deranged woman in here.
What woman?
Blaise Buchanan. The woman who said she was your grandmother. I'm sorry, darling, she upset you so.
She is harmless, Renee. Unlike my son, Beau.
Lordy, what's he done now?
He sent Larry Wallach over to give me a medical checkup. I just told him to leave, pronto.
Darling, why don't you just settle down and forget all about it? I think you're making far too much out of it. I'll talk to Larry, and I'll tell him it's not necessary for him to see you right now.
And while you're at it, tell Tina she's not welcome either.
Tina?
I found her in my bedroom this afternoon.
In your bedroom? Doing what?
Oh, she mumbled something about bringing little Clint over to visit me. Every time I turn around, Renee, there's another fox in the chicken coop. If only Clint was still alive.
Darling, look, you have had a terrible day, and I am not going to let this happen again. Now, from now on, nobody, but nobody comes in this house unless you've invited them. Now, come on here. I want you to lie down and relax. And I'm going to make you a cup of tea.
Jenny.
Yes, you have every reason to be astounded by my forwardness. I confess, I'm somewhat astounded myself. Was the kiss satisfactory?
Yes, it was, very experienced.
Oh, thank you. Nonetheless, I do realize that I have a great deal yet to learn about that, as well as other endeavors that are engaged in by people who profess their love for one another. Clint, it is true that I was overwhelmed by a mixture of emotions after that dreadful experience with the slave traders and your very daring rescue. And I may very well have regretted it had I given myself to you as I so boldly offered. But now I understand all those feelings. I love you. In fact, I have Dr. Westsmith's confirmation of that fact.
How's that?
You see, I confided to him my inability to concentrate, my propensity toward excessive daydreaming, and various other symptoms that were previously unknown to me.
Love sickness?
Yes, yes. In the English novels that I have read, the heroines frequently experience the condition. You see, I never believed that I myself would ever suffer from such an affliction, but apparently I have contracted a very extreme case.
Well, I wish I could prescribe a cure for it.
In the novels, the gentleman usually takes the lady in his arms and professes his love for her.
Here's what to do when you don't.
Jenny, I don't know what to say to you.
Have I embarrassed you by my declaration?
No, I'm not embarrassed.
Perhaps I should be embarrassed. I am not altogether sure if it is proper for a lady to express her feelings quite so freely. All this is still very new to me.
There is nothing wrong with the lady expressing her feelings.
Oh. I would have no objection at all if you wish to express your feelings, honestly, of course.
Well, it's hard to explain.
But you are far more experienced than I.
Well, you know I care about you. As a matter of fact, I'm falling in love with you.
Oh, good heavens. How I have yearned to hear those
No,
words.
but there's more, Jenny. I'm not sure that I have the right to love you.
Why not?
Well, there's a lot of things that I have to resolve in my life. My being from the future, for one.
But you are here now, in my time. It is very clear to me that our love was ordained by destiny. Don't you see, Clint? There is nothing standing in our way now. You are a free man, and you have my promise that I will commit not only my body and my soul, but every waking moment of my life to your well-being and your happiness.
But I'm not a free man.
Of course you are.
No, I'm not. I still love Vicky.
But you said yourself that you have no hope of ever rejoining your wife and children.
I know. Every bit of reason and every bit of logic I have in me tells me that there's no way I'll ever be able to get back home and back to the future. But my heart just won't turn loose. It just won't let go. I'm torn between you here and Vicky in another time and place.
I see. In other words, you cannot commit yourself to me.
Not now. Maybe one day I can. Maybe it'll never happen. I don't know. I need more time. I need more time, Ginny, to try and work my way through this confusion. And you deserve all of my heart, not just a piece of it. I wish I could offer it to you now, but I can't. I'm sorry.
No, it is I who should apologize. Once again, I have overstepped the bounds of good sense and good taste.
No. No, you're wrong. I stirred emotions and feelings in you that... And you expected those feelings and emotions to be returned. You haven't done anything to be ashamed of.
Oh, yes, I have. I should have realized the pain and the confusion that you were suffering from, and instead, I thought only of my own needs and desires, thereby adding to your pain. I am terribly sorry.
She put a message on the machine. What am I talking about? She doesn't even know how to use the phone. Blaze! Blaze, is that you? Hi, honey. Where have you been? Are you all right? Why did you leave when I told you to stay here?
Whoa, you have a funny way of asking 3 questions at once.
Are you okay?
No, I am definitely not okay. I feel like I have been caught in the middle of a stampede.
Oh, rush hour?
Asa Buchanan.
What?
I paid him a visit.
Oh, Blaze.
Now, I just wanted to meet my kinfolk, so I went over to his house, which looks like one of the European castles I've seen pictures of in your magazines. And sure enough, honey, you were right. He is the spitting image of my dear husband, Buck. In looks only, not in temperament. I tell you, that man has a disposition of a raging bull. course, my buck could get ornery from time to time, but Asa is downright rude. Threw me out of his house.
What did you say to Asa?
Well, I greeted him real nice and polite. Said we were related and that I wanted to pay my respects and just tell him about Clint.
You told him Clint was alive?
Well, of course I did, being as it's the truth. And you know what he said? He said that Clint was blind. Now, can you imagine that?
Clint was blind when he moved out to Arizona with his wife.
Well, the travel through time cured his blindness. Now, I think that's something to be real joyful about. Only Asa didn't believe a word I said to him.
Can't you understand that that family is trying to mourn Clint's death?
He's not dead. Now, he somehow got into 1888.
No, Blaze, no. You met Clint probably in Arizona before he went out in the desert, and obviously he told you about his family.
I met Clint in Buchanan City the first day he came riding into town, with clear eyesight and all.
That cannot be possible.
And I'm telling you, I'm trying to help his family by keeping them from grieving for him.
Well, if you really want to help his family, I suggest you not torment them by bringing Clint up all the time.
Oh. You sound like one of them songs, you know, that sing in the box, the same words over and over again, Melinda. I'm not having delusions or fantasies about the Old West. I'm from there. And Clint is there now.
All right. All right. I will go talk to Asa and try to explain all this. I want you to promise me that you're going to stay put right here.
If you still don't believe me, then who in tarnation's gonna?
We'll talk about that when I get back. Now stay put.
You know, Bo, it is not going to be that easy to catch Renee red-handed.
We have a big advantage. She has no idea that we know what she's up to.
Yeah, unless she noticed that bottle's missing from her makeup case.
She won't do that. I only took a very small sample to that guy at the lab. And then I was able to slip back into the mansion and put it right back in the case before I came back here. I bet she doesn't even know that we took it in the first place.
No, you hope not.
You know, I know it's really hard for you to, put it out of your mind. All those millions that Cord's gonna be missing out on if Asa doesn't change the will back to the way it was. But we have to concentrate on Renee.
Bo, Ace is not even going to let you in the mansion after all the arguments you've had. And Renee is always going to be on guard whenever you are there.
Not if I make up with her and Asa.
Oh, how are you going to do that?
I just do what you suggested. I tell them that I've changed my mind, that I'm very happy for this upcoming marriage. And then I'll apologize to them for all the trouble that I've caused them. And then I'll beg their forgiveness.
But you can't be too obvious.
Don't sweat it.
I don't know, Bo. I mean, you're always so honest and upfront with everybody. I mean, not like me. I mean, you're not very experienced at this sort of thing.
I'll be able to pull it off. Then I'm gonna catch Renee when she slips up. The thing I want you to do, you stay out of this from now on. I want you to promise me that, Tina.
On one condition.
What?
After you talk to Asa, that you tell him that I was the one that snuck in and took the bottle and gave it to you.
Credit where credit's due. You got it.
Good. That way, Asa will be thrilled to have Cord marry me, and then Cord will be put back in the will.
If we're able to save Asa, I think you deserve all the money your greedy little heart desires.
Where are you going?
Going back to get into Asa's good graces.
Well, Bo, be careful. I mean, remember, you have my whole happiness right in your hands.
Sometimes things that look alike are really very different. These cheese
Did you get this?
Oh, from that travel agency right next to my favorite dress shop. They had a whole window display on that island. Isn't it pretty? Looks so peaceful. You know, we can take your plane because they have a landing strip.
I know. I built it.
You own a company that builds landing strips?
No. I own the island. And if you want that for your honeymoon, that'll be just fine with me.
Asa!
Melinda, if you came over to ask about our wedding, no comment.
No. I came over because a friend of mine, Blaze, stopped by here.
That woman is a friend of yours?
I'll just bet you met her at Mountain View Sanitarium.
Asa, darling.
Well, I'm very sorry if her visit was upsetting. Actually, I did meet her in a mental institution in Arizona.
You better bring her back as fast as you can, Melinda.
Asa, she's perfectly harmless, really.
Maybe, but that lady's not playing with a full deck.
No, I understand that she's a little confused, but she wouldn't hurt anybody.
Well, she certainly has a vivid imagination.
Well, I just wish she imagined someone else's family besides mine and stop lying about my son.
Well, you see, I think maybe she read something about Clint somewhere and just wanted to offer comfort.
See, well, I figured she became a Buchanan relative to hit me up for some money.
Well, I'm sorry if she disturbed you, and I promise it won't happen again.
You better keep a close eye on her, you hear?
I will, I promise. Good night. I'll just let myself out.
Bye-bye, darling.
Bye.
Now, what were we talking about?
Well, we were talking about that island that you own.
Hi.
What are you doing here?
I want to talk to you, Asa.
I'm healthy. I'm going to marry Renee. End of conversation. Goodbye.
Asa, darling, if you continue to refuse to talk to Bo, I don't think you're ever going to be able to settle your problems.
Bo's the only one with problems, not me.
If you'll just give me a chance, I'd like to apologize for everything that I've said. And I'd like to wish you both all the happiness in the world in your upcoming wedding.
Okay. Okay. No. Someone pushing the button on the door. Now, where's that woman that Melinda pays to answer it? Never gonna get used to these high heels. Oh, goodness, what is this?
For Miss Kramer?
Well, where'd you get her clothes, son?
She dropped them off yesterday. Tell her I'm sorry I couldn't get them delivered sooner, but my truck broke down.
Oh, did you get it fixed?
Yes, ma'am. Can you sign here?
Oh, sure.
Here, I'll put these over the chair. What a day. I'm glad this is my last stop.
Oh, do you know where Victoria Buchanan lives?
Sure, everybody knows Landfair.
I'm mighty glad to hear that. Because you're going to make just one more stop.
Oh, I thought Mary Lynn was still here.
Oh, she just left.
Did you talk?
A little.
Tom, you didn't start in on Wade again, did you?
No, she was obviously upset about something. I thought perhaps she'd, well, decided she didn't want to live with Wade anymore. And I hinted that she could come back home if she wanted, that's all.
I think she's made her decision to live with Wade, and I think what she needs from you right now is just for you to listen to her. Can you do that?
Well, it would be a lot easier if Lee were still alive. And
Oh, Tom, I know how difficult it is for you. I know that the pain can be unbearable.
especially since I've lost Mary Lynn now.
You have not lost Mary Lynn. She's still your daughter. She's still a big part of your life. The only difference is that Wade is now a part of your life, too.
That's true.
There's no point in telling you that the pain is going to go away quickly, because you know it won't. But I can tell you that it will ease to a dull ache, one that you can live with. And it'll be a lot easier if you let your friends, your family help you.
And how are you coping without Clint?
Well, a little bit better every day. I still feel the pain.
Well, maybe we can help each other, huh?
Kmart presents...
Did you tell him? Pardon?
Clint, did you tell him that you loved him, Jenny?
Yes. Unfortunately, I did exactly that. And I made a total fool out of myself.
It is never foolish to be honest about your feelings, Jenny.
Perhaps not, if the gentleman reciprocates the feelings.
Well, I know that Clint loves you because I can see it in his eyes. I can see it in his smile. He's got all the telltale signs. I'm just so surprised that he's being ornery and not admitting it to you.
He has admitted that he cares for me. In fact, that he is falling in love with me.
Well, he has?
Yes.
Well, then why are you so upset, Jenny?
Because he has a wife whom he also loves.
Yes, but you told me that his wife is in a place where he cannot be with her.
Nonetheless, he is not prepared to commit himself to anyone else.
Well, then you're just going to have to change his mind, Jenny. You're just going to have to start spending more time with him so that he can see what he's going to miss if he passes up this opportunity.
No, May, I cannot compete with his wife.
Jenny,
He is going to have to stop beating around the bush sooner or later and face the facts that his wife is gone forever. You are here and she is gone, and that gives you a distinct advantage.
Yes, a patently unfair advantage.
Well, you're just going to have to take it, Jenny. I mean, you're going to have to give him reasons to leave his past behind him. Now, so far, you've been real open and honest with him, but I think that you're going to have to start using some of your feminine wiles.
Oh, good heavens, May, I could simply never do that. I must respect the man's right to make up his own mind, to solve his confusion in his own way.
Jenny, you and Clint are meant to be together. You should be married. You should be having kids. Did you tell him that you can have children?
No.
Oh, Jenny, why not? Yeah, listen, now, every man in this world wants to know that his name is going to go forward into the next generation and the generations after that one.
But he already has sons. The Buchanan name, future, is assured.
Well, it never hurt anybody to chop a little bit more wood than you need for the winter. Now, you and Clint are destined to be happy together, just like me and Cody.
I don't know, May. I think possibly our destinies lie elsewhere.
I don't understand this. Why are you so willing just to let your happiness go like this?
Because I am much more interested in his happiness. I will not bewitch and beguile a man into a marriage that he may very well regret later on. I am not in the habit of trifling with others' emotions like that.
You are the most exasperating woman in this whole Arizona territory. Do you know that, Miss Fletcher?
May, I must do what is right. I must apologize to him for putting such pressure on him, and I must release him from any obligation that he might feel toward me.
Blaze? Blaze? Hi, this is Melinda Kramer. Is Ralph there? No. Everything came. I was just wondering when it was delivered, Ralph. Oh, yeah, it was his last stop. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So she was here when the delivery boy came. And he called and said that he had one last stop to make. Oh, no. Oh, no. Blaze, you didn't!
The benevolence of community leaders like yourself makes this kind of exhibit possible. I can assure you that the photographers whose work will be displayed, as well as the entire staff of the museum, will be entirely grateful for your contribution.
Oh, that's nice, Mr. Marshak. Here, did you tell anyone about my donation?
Well, you'll be listed prominently in the anniversary of our 5 years catalog that we're preparing.
Oh, no, I don't want to be listed in any catalog. Has that gone to the printers?
As a matter of fact, I have the final proofs in my briefcase. I was about to leave for the printers when you called.
Well, thank goodness I got you in time. No, you have to take me off that list, all right? I don't want anyone to know that the donation came from me.
Well, very well, if you wish to remain anonymous.
Look, this has to be kept top secret, especially from my husband.
Excuse me. Exactly what are you keeping top secret from me now, Tina?
Question: how can you eat every bit of that burger and still eat less? Answer: with new Wonder Light buns. And a third fewer calories than regular buns, they're the tasty way to lighten up a burger or a hot dog.
Wonder Light.
You wouldn't feed this baby grown-up food, so why feed it to this baby? Feed him puppy food. Purina Puppy Chow brand puppy food with the extra nutrition a growing puppy needs. Puppy Chow. Doesn't your baby deserve it?
Put the power of an upright in the palm of your hand with the Royal Dirt Devil. It has a revolving brush, and it can handle all kinds of dirt. Pick up the handheld vac that really picks up. Dirt Devil by Royal.
I've got a problem with most heavy-duty toilet bowl cleaners.
Tried new Bully foaming?
No.
It's a foaming powder that dissolves tough toilet stains with the power of bleach. And guess what?
Smells good.
New Bully foaming cleans and freshens.
One Life to Live will continue in a moment.
Is someone close to you? One of the...
Cord, how long have you been standing there?
Just long enough to hear about this secret that you've been plotting with Mr. Marshak to keep from me.
Oh, no, it's nothing like that, really. What we were saying was Mr. Marshak was just telling me how incredibly talented you are and how he thinks you have a really great future ahead of you. And I didn't want you to know any of that because I know how upset and anxious you are about the exhibit coming up, and I didn't want to make you more anxious and nervous and everything. You know, I thought you'd be afraid that you would disappoint Mr. Marshak.
Well, I guess I've just got one more thing to worry about then. Mr. Marshak, I'm sorry, I've never said hello. How you doing?
Nice to see you.
Can I buy you a drink?
No, he's just leaving. But I wanted to introduce myself to him and thank him for recognizing your work and choosing to put it in the exhibit.
Well, as the cat is out of the bag, so to speak, I think I can honestly say that your photographs will be the hit of the show.
Oh.
I think you'll go on to great success.
Well,
And he should know he is the curator at the museum.
well, I really appreciate your confidence. Thank you very much.
Not at all. Well, if you'll excuse me, I have to drop something off at the printers.
Great. Good
Yes,
seeing you again.
Thank you. What a nice guy, you know, and he's really got terrific taste, too.
Yeah, Tina, you never told me that you knew him.
I didn't. Well, I mean, I don't really. I just, saw him and introduced myself to him. Here, see, I had seen his photo in the newspaper. It was a big article about the exhibit, and never mind all that. What did you find out about our wedding date?
Oh, a wedding date.
Yeah, well, tell me, am I gonna be a June bride or what?
Honey, you are gonna be the most beautiful June bride that this town has ever seen.
Oh, thank you, honey. You know, you are a miracle worker.
Oh, hardly. I mean, I just went over to the church, I checked their calendar, and they did have one date available in June, so I booked it. It's hardly a miracle.
To me, it is.
You know, you could have been the most beautiful May bride in this town. That is, if you had a mind to marry me sooner.
I really think it's best for everybody if we wait a little longer.
Yes, I know, you're right, especially for Asa and Renee.
Especially.
You know, honey, you're really something else. I mean, in spite of the fact that you and Asa have been locking horns for a couple of years now, you really care enough about his happiness to postpone yours for a little while. I think that's great.
Well, you know, Ace has always had kind of a special place in my heart, and I really hope, I do, that someday he feels the same way about me.
I think maybe he already does, honey. Hey, you know what I just realized?
What?
That me and my granddaddy are going to be newlyweds at the same time. Now, isn't that something?
Yeah. That's something.
Clint, what's got you so riled up?
You wouldn't understand it. You don't know enough about it.
Must be Miss Jenny. What is it? Clint, Cody's not here now. I am. So start talking.
She told me she loves me.
That's good. What else?
It's terrible.
But don't you have any feelings towards her?
Of course I do. That just makes it worse.
Cody and May fessed their feelings, and now they're married. Why can't you do the same?
I'm a married man, buddy.
Clint, your wife lives in 1988. You're in 1888. That's the way God planned it. That's the way it ought to be.
Yeah, I wish I could be sure of that.
Pa always says nothing's sure in this world. And seeing how you've taken such a liking to Miss Jenny and how she's taken such a liking to you, I think you should get married if that's what your heart tells you to do. She looks an awful lot like your wife.
Yeah, well, that's something else that's got me all confused.
How come?
Well, is it Jenny I've really taken a liking to, or is it the fact that she reminds me so much of Vicky?
You mean to tell me that if she didn't look so much like Vicky, you don't think you'd be interested in her?
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be.
Well, I do. I think that no matter what she looked like, she'd still be the nice lady she is.
Yes, but if I'm looking at her and see Vicky instead of seeing her, then that wouldn't be fair to Jenny, now would it?
Clint, I don't think she cares.
I like her too much to take a chance of hurting her, buddy.
If you don't love her back, won't that hurt her more?
Maybe, maybe not. I just don't know.
They say the Buchanans are pig-headed, and I guess I just ended up with more pig-headed genes than anyone else in the family.
Amen to that. You also have a mean streak I never knew you had. You shame me the quick, Bo.
Asa, I just wanted to protect you.
Protect me? from a fine, wonderful woman like Renee? Take your protection elsewhere. I don't need it.
I was just worried about you rushing into another marriage so soon after Clint's death, that's all.
Oh, I see. You didn't think I had any control over my mind, that all of a sudden I suddenly became a bumbling, senile old fool.
I never wanted to hurt anyone, but once you start doubting, everything just starts looking sinister. Just like you thinking that I was the one that sent Dean Stella to your wedding. Now, I was wrong to judge Renee, but you were wrong to blame me, even though maybe you don't even want to admit it. But the bottom line here, Ace, is your happiness. I know that Renee's the one that makes you happy, and I want to give you both my support, 200%.
He comes over here with his pretty little speech, and then we're supposed to forgive and forget.
I'm willing to. You know, Asa, darling, nobody's perfect. Lord knows we've misjudged people, made our own share of mistakes, and well, sometimes I've had trouble and lack of courage in admitting mine, but I have the feeling that Beau's come here with love and of genuine concern for your well-being, and I think he deserves our forgiveness.
Thank you, Renee.
Asa?
What on earth came over you, boy?
I don't know. I guess I was just angry because Dee Dee left me and because Clint died, and then I took it out, all of it on Renee, just because she was the easiest target.
I appreciate your honesty. Also your courage.
Well, you brought me up right, Paul. I guess I just kind of went off the track there.
Well, I think it's time that we put this family back on the track and put all of this behind us.
I like that very much, Renee.
So would I.
Well, good. Then it's settled. Beau, darling, would you join us for some tea?
Sure, if Ace is going to have some.
Well, he certainly is.
Come on, Beau, sit down. You look all tuckered out.
Yeah, I feel like I've been pulled through the ringer.
Well, did you manage to get Dee Dee out of your system?
Yeah, bet that makes you real happy.
Well, I think you should start looking for a woman that can carry the Buchanan name like Renee.
Yeah, I think Renee, women like that, they're pretty hard to find. Hey, what the hell is it that you're putting in Ace's tea?
I've heard some people say that all pain relievers are the same. Well, that's just not true. In the hospital after a boating accident, my doctor set me straight. He gave me Tylenol. It stopped the pain without irritating my stomach like aspirin or even ibuprofen can. With so many pain relievers today, some people might have trouble deciding. But I know what to trust. Tylenol. Because they're not all the same.
Trust Tylenol, the pain reliever hospitals use most.
Introducing Fab One-Shot Packs. Just toss one in the washer. From washer to dryer, clothes come out so clean, soft, and static-free, anyone can look like a pro. New Fab One-Shot Packs. Does it all in one shot.
Madge! I know what's coming next.
I soaked in it. Madge, I soaked in it. Madge, I soaked in it.
Well, it finally soaked in. Original or lemon lime palm olive softens hands while you do dishes.
Freedent's the one. If you've got dental work, you've got 3 great reasons to chew Freedent gum. You know Freedent won't stick to your dental work. And Freedent freshens your breath. But maybe you didn't know that Freedent moistens your mouth. So if you hate a dry mouth like I do, chew Freedent.
Freedent's the one that took the stick out of gum. And Freedent moistens your mouth. Yeah, moistens your mouth. And freshens your breath while you chew.
Non-stick Freedent moistens your mouth and freshens your breath.
Yeah.
Hi, Steve.
Susan? Susan?
Dining
Oh, yeah, making a little pasta salad.
I love pasta salad.
You do? Well, I got tomatoes.
Yeah.
I got onions. I got milk. Oh, no, great. No Miracle Whip.
Really?
Good, Susan. Susan?
A salad just isn't a salad without the tangy zip of Miracle Whip salad dressing.
Ring. Come on, Ring.
Across 3 continents, spanning 2 world wars, Aristotle Onassis became the richest, most powerful man on earth. He achieved success beyond imagination. He amassed a fortune beyond belief, wealth beyond the wildest of dreams. He was the object of desire for the most desirable women, the opera star he loved, the president's lady he married. The story of the man behind the legend, Onassis, premiering Sunday.
Are you sure you won't change your mind and stay for dinner?
Well, I would love to, Vicki, but I really must get these reports over to the Banner, and I want to stop by WBLE and do some catching up.
You know, Tom, you can work yourself until you're exhausted, and that'll make you fall asleep quickly, and you'll escape some of the grief. But it'll still be there when you get up in the morning.
In other words, you're saying don't fight it, huh?
Don't make yourself ill trying to block it out.
Well, I'll listen to your advice.
No, you won't. I know you much too well. Do you want me to find someone else to help me at the Banner?
Are you firing me?
No, I'm looking out for your welfare since you refuse to do it.
Okay, I'll take it easy. But aside from enjoying the work at the Banner, I have a promise I have to keep to Clint, remember? He asked me to look after you if anything ever happened to him, right?
Yes, I know he did. But I don't want you to feel obligated to the paper if you would rather concentrate on WBLE.
Well, I think I can handle both jobs.
Yeah, well, if you can, I'm going to throw you out on your ear.
Oh, you've made your point. I'll see you in the morning. But not too early, okay?
Come and have dinner with us soon, please.
I would love to. And I will.
Thanks.
Good night.
Good night.
Look at that, Pa. You see that? Your wonderful, generous fiancé over here is drugging you.
What the hell are you ranting about?
Oh, darling, that's only vitamins.
Oh, it's not vitamins. It's causing my father's paranoia and his confusion and his lapses.
Wait a minute, there you go again, making me out like I'm senile.
Whether you want to admit it or not, you're not a well man, Asa, and this is what's causing it.
Asa, I don't know what Bo is saying, but I swear to you, that isn't anything but liquid vitamins.
You swear all you want. I've had a chemist analyze these. These are drugs, Pa. This is an experimental drug that destroys brain cells.
I say bull. You came over here to give you a pat speech so you could accuse Renee of drugging me. You take your damn lies out of my house. Now go.
Bo, darling, I love your father. I wouldn't do anything to hurt him. I've been putting those vitamins in his tea for weeks now because I'm worried about his health and because he won't take care of himself. Oh, Lord in heaven, and if somebody was going to misunderstand
me... No, hold it right
would...
there. The only misunderstanding is Bo, not yours, Renee. And it will never happen again. Because we have seen the last of him.
This woman is destroying your mind. If and when you decide to marry her, she'll probably try to kill you.
Shut up! I'm sick and tired of your stupid accusations.
What the hell do I have to do to prove this to you, Pa?
There's only one thing to prove my innocence.
No, Renee, don't...
Now, are you satisfied?
You know, buddy, if I take the wrong fork in the trail, it's going to change the fate of a lot of people.
Well, according to Clear Eyes, you can't go anywhere until you teach Miss Jenny all about love.
According to history, Lord, that's how she gets to be Vicky's great-grandmother.
She can't be anyone's great-grandmother. You already told me she can't have kids. That means history's taking a wrong turn somewhere. Besides, we already tried getting you into the future, and we already tried getting Miss Jenny back together with Mr. Randolph Ward. When are you going to figure out it's time to stop trying? When you're an old man and Miss Jenny's an old woman and you've missed a whole lifetime of happiness?
I wish I had an answer for you.
If you ask me, it's really simple. You're here. Miss Jenny's here. You love Miss Jenny. Miss Jenny loves you. You're getting yourself all upset over nothing. And if you ask me, it can't be too good for Miss Jenny either.
No, I'm sure you're right about that.
Clint, I had a dog once, and his name was Midnight. I loved him more than anything. Anything. And one day he got tangled up with a coyote and never seen him since. Pa gave me Old Yeller. I love him just as much as I love Midnight. But that doesn't mean I'm betraying or I'm being disrespectful to Midnight. It just... And the good Lord fills everybody up with so much love, just in case you run out of some and you need some extra love. It's kind of what Miss Jenny is. Oh, hello, Miss Jenny.
What?
Well, I better go get Daisy and Laura from the pasture so that I can milk them. See you around.
Does May need some more water up at the house?
No. I came to apologize to you for my lapsing manners.
Your apology is no more called for than the one you made earlier. The fault was all mine.
Please, Clint. I do not want you to feel obligated to me in any way. You are a fine man, one whom I respect and admire very, very much, and I'll cause you no further pain.
Ginny, I stirred up feelings and emotions that you didn't even know were there.
That is true, and I will deal with my dilemma as you must deal with yours.
They're mixed up together.
Then we must separate them. I had no right to ask you to choose between me and your wife. In fact, I very much doubt that you would ever have paid any attention to me at all did I not resemble her somewhat.
I'm not so sure that's true.
It matters not. Perhaps I may be very new at this extremely complicated business of love, but I do know when I have been unfair, and I have been. I have placed you in an untenable position, which I deeply regret, and I assure you that it will never happen again.
She's got dozens of vials just like this one right upstairs. Now, some of them may have vitamins in them, but the one I took to the lab, it tested positive for drugs.
How did you get filled up with so much hate, Bo? And where did you get so greedy? You never gave a damn about money. You had more than you could ever spend. Oh, you really want all my money, or do you want to stop Renee from having any of it?
No! Yeah, I want to stop her from having any of it. She's setting